graders, it's Mr. Becken here. I am today going to be talking to you about main idea and key details. So what is a story all about? And then what are some details, some things that happened in that story that kind of back up your main idea for the reason that it is all about that. And then afterwards, you're going to be kind of doing a little writing for me and our teachers and sending that to us. So the story today is actually going to be an epic. So we are going to be going into our epic collection. So if you go into, I'll go back a little bit. If you go into your mailbox and you go into your collections, you should be able to find your collection that is HM Unit 7. Once you go in there, we're going to be reading the story called Honeybees. So it's this book right here. So if you click into Honeybees, you can follow along with me, and or since you're listening to the video right now, you can listen to me, or you can close out of the video and read it on your own based on kind of what you want to do, and how you feel comfortable with reading. But again, we're focusing on what is the story all about, the main idea, and at least three details within the story. All right, so let's start reading. Here we have honeybees, and we have our table of contents. That's where we can find everything that is within the story and what page number it is on. So let's read. What are honeybees? Honeybees are busy workers. These insects make honey and beeswax. Honeybees are usually golden with black stripes. They have fuzzy hairs. Down here it says actual size of a honeybee, and you can see the picture of the actual size, which is kind of cool. Hive life. A honeybee colony lives in a hive. The bees guard the hive with their stingers. So there we have some bold, dark words on this page, and each of these dark words we call a vocabulary word, right? It's something that's very important to know about a honeybee. So a colony, and then we have a label over here that kind of shows you what a colony is. Then we have the hive, and our label down here is pointing to the beehive. And then we have our stingers, which is another great adaptation that a honeybee has. And it has a picture up here of its stinger. So let's keep on reading. Worker bees collect pollen from flowers. They carry the dust in pollen baskets. So here we have some more labels of the pollen basket, the worker bee, and here's a close-up picture of some pollen, which is kind of cool to see. They also collect nectar with their tongues. Then they return to the hive. Their favorite food? Nectar. And here we see their tongue. If we were to zoom in close and be able to see a bee that close, you'd be able to see their tongue is sticking in the flower getting the nectar. The bees make honey from the nectar. They store honey in a honeycomb. So here's our honey and our honeycomb. I think you can kind of make a connection to math across the disciplines here. Is we have the shape of a hexagon, a six-sided shape is all the honeycomb shapes. Growing up, the queen bee's job is to lay eggs in the honeycomb cells. So here's a queen bee. You can tell she's a little bit bigger than the others. And here's a picture of the eggs in the shells. So if you were to zoom in, right, you could kind of see in there that there's little eggs in those cells, which is crazy. Larvae come from the eggs. Workers feed them and cover their cells with beeswax. So here we got the larvae. And then we got the beeswax, which gets covered up. Inside the cells, the young honeybees become adults. They chew their way out. Time to work. So here we have a worker bee lifespan. A lifespan is how long do they live? And it says about 6 weeks long is how long these bees are alive for. And here we have an adult honeybee. And then finally we have our glossary. And this is where it's going to tell us all of those words that were in bold that were important, what they mean. So a colony is a group of large honeybees that work together to survive. A larvae are baby insects that have come from eggs. Larvae look like worms. A hive is a nest where a colony of bees live. The nectar is the sweet liquid that comes from plants, especially flowers. Honeycomb are the cells of wax made by bees to store food and raise young. Then we finally got the stingers, sharp body parts that can release a harmful liquid called venom. So there we go. And we are done reading. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back on the screen. You are now going to be in charge of kind of looking through that book on Epic and finding what is the main idea. What is that book all about? And then at least finding 3 details that kind of support that. So if you were to say the book is all about this and you write your sentence about what it is, mainly about, those 3 sentences need to be about that and telling me about the main idea a little bit more in detail. All right, does everyone understand? All right, our teachers are looking forward to getting your responses and hearing what you learned about honeybees. So until next time, have a great day. Bye.